Subsequently, Rihanna, at age 16, was flown from Barbados to New York for a meeting with Jay-Z, which lasted from midnight until 3 a.m. During this meeting, Jay-Z allegedly pressured Rihanna into signing a recording contract, telling her, "There's only two ways out the door or through this window."
Leave, but then he said something about a window and a door or something. Oh, then he said, you did it homework. I did a lot of homework on you, this lady. He said, there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor. So you was like, where's the pen? Where's the paper? I'm signing. Yeah.
What sets her apart as an artist from other R&B vocalists, female, that you think?
I just say, like, she's young, you know what I'm saying? So the integrity and the truth in what she's saying, you know what I'm saying, mixed with how she's really a sweet, innocent girl if you speak to her, you know what I'm saying? But she's seen a lot, so her twist on it and her take on it is unique.
Thus, you've undoubtedly noticed that Jay-Z has been remarkably quiet amidst the barrage of accusations surrounding his Diddy. A longtime buddy has revealed that this quiet isn't a coincidence. According to reports, Rihanna is the main suspect behind these alarming allegations against Jay-Z, who is allegedly the subject of a federal investigation for charges that are similar to those Diddy was subjected to. The shocking revelation came when former publicist for Rihanna, Jonathan Hay, chose to reveal the truth about allegations of an affair between Rihanna and Jay-Z. Hay painted an even more ominous image. The publicist goes on to say that the feds have already contacted him regarding these allegations and questioned him about Jay-Z's relationship with Rihanna, who was only 16 when Jay brought her under his D-Jam wing. However, that's just the tip of the iceberg, as he claims that this wasn't an affair, but rather an attempt by Jay-Z to manipulate young Rife and pass her around to his industry friends. While Jay-Z dismissed the comments as jest at the time, in light of the current allegations and his alleged involvement in the death of his rumored mistress Kathy White, Rihanna has resurfaced and revealed that he made disturbing threats during their first meeting, effectively intimidating her into it. Signing with D-Jam. A chilling blind item has recently started making the rounds online, adding fuel to the fire. Linking Jay-Z to the singer Tiari, who was also underage when she joined with D-Jam, for suspected abusive behavior.
I read a very disturbing blind item last week about a young artist who was sold and blacklisted from the music industry. All commented that it makes much more sense if the artist was allegedly Tiara Marie, who was signed to Jay-Z's record label when she was 16 years old, and she was on Love and Hip Hop, and then she just disappeared. So I'm going to reread this blind item with the new names in place, and let's see if this makes more sense. In the wake of the passing of Aaliyah, certain record producers were looking for someone else who could step into her shoes in more ways than one. As I have told you before, Aaliyah was SA'd as a minor by several producers and was treated like a piece of meat to be bought and sold by different producers up until the time that she passed away. A couple of years after she passed away, a fairly large record producer started making some calls about a singer he had working out of his studio. She was 15 and eager, and soon different label heads were scouting her.
As you can see, there are many issues to resolve, and it seems that those who predicted that the pendulum would swing to Diddy and Jay-Z were both entirely correct. Jay-Z's unraveling seems to be happening gradually, and the quantity of dirt on him makes Diddy look like a novice. However, what really happened to Rihanna when Jay-Z signed her to D-Jam? What information did Rihanna's publicists provide the authorities, and how did Jay-Z evade a thorough investigation? Until now, let's dissect everything.
Jay-Z, tell me what he said to you. A really good audition. Yeah. But before I met him, I was so nervous. I was shaking literally.
However, word on the street is that Jay-Z used his influence and political connections to avoid an official investigation. Let's start with some background information about what happened to Rihanna before any of the really unsettling reports about him appearing to have done something inappropriate to her when she first signed with his label Def Jam began to circulate online. Rihanna's publicist recently revealed that the feds questioned him about this. When 16-year-old Rihanna auditioned for Jay-Z in 2005, he was so impressed that he signed her right away. The meeting lasted until the wee hours of the morning, and Rihanna later claimed that Jay-Z made jokes about throwing her out of a 29th-floor window if she didn't sign the contract. Did Jay really threaten Rihanna's life during that first meeting?
But then he said something about a window and a door or something. Oh, then he said, you did it homework. I did a lot of homework on you this lady. He said, there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor. So you was like, where's the pen? Where's the paper? I'm signing.
Even if this was a joke rather than a serious threat, why is a mature guy making such crude jokes with someone who might pass for his daughter? It's not simply a matter of age. Jay-Z was in a position of authority and could literally crush Rihanna's dreams if she didn't follow his instructions, so Rihanna naturally signed the contract. Jay-Z and his team then got to work on Rihanna's debut album, Music of the Sun. Shortly after the release of Music of the Sun, rumors began to circulate that Rihanna and Jay-Z were allegedly having an affair. However, Rihanna's former partner publicist, Jonathan Hay, later claimed that he personally made up the whole story about the affair to promote Rihanna's breakthrough hit Ponder Replay. However, Beyoncé allegedly believed the rumors to be true, and word has it that she attempted to ruin Rihanna's career. The songwriting brothers, Theon and Timothy Thomas, also known as Our City, wrote the song Bow Down, which Beyoncé originally wrote for Rihanna. Able to steal the song for herself in some way? Later, one of the brothers said that he had never even met Beyoncé, and that he had made Bow Down especially for Rihanna. This was soon after Bow Down was released. Around this time, an insider with knowledge of the issues spilled the tea and said that Beyoncé was experiencing severe insecurity. Rihanna wrote, "I only know how to be number one. I could use a challenge." How does that feel down there on your knees? Problems, and it said that she even persuaded Jay-Z to leak Rihanna's 8th studio album, Anti, before its official release date in order to make sure the album wouldn't overshadow the release of her track formation. However, this is only the tip of the iceberg. Several insiders claimed that Jay-Z's joke about threatening to throw Rihanna out of the window was actually a threat. It took all those shocking lawsuits against his longtime friend Diddy to really blow the lid off. Insiders from all over the industry are now spilling all kinds of tea about Jay, and you can already guess who's at the forefront, none other than Jay-Z's former backup singer Jaguar, right? Who has been screaming from the rooftops for years that Jay-Z is way more evil than Diddy. More shockingly than most people realize, when Jaguar first revealed Jay-Z's background, everyone wrote her off as a crazy person. However, she has stuck to her story throughout, and she now asserts that Diddy is not better than Jay-Z. Before we get into Jaguar's most recent revelations, let's talk about this unconfirmed rumor circulating on social media. It purports to be about T. Marie, a young singer Jay-Z signed when she was just 16 years old. L.A. Reid, who signed to Def Jam at the same time as Rihanna, revealed in his memoir that the label initially believed Tia would be the greater star, but that Beyoncé intervened and ordered them to concentrate on Riri instead of Tiara. According to La Reid's memoir, at an internal business showcase, Beyoncé, Jay-Z, Tiara Marie, Rihanna, and a 4-piece female group named Black Butterfly gave a performance. When Beyoncé approached me after the showcase and said, "Rihanna girl, she's a beast," I immediately felt that Tiara Marie would be the big star at the label. However, according to this blind item, Beyoncé allegedly learned that Jay-Z was having an affair with young Tia. Additionally, the blind item claims that La Reid had his way with Tia immediately after discovering her. Remember that Reid is 31 years older than Tiara? The blind item further claims that Tiara was sort of sold to Ray J, who was reportedly the go-to Hollywood guy for discovering and managing up-and-coming female musicians. Rumor has it that Ray J introduced Tiara to Jay-Z, and things just got worse for Tiara after that, eventually leading to her being blacklisted by the entire industry. Let's go back to 2005 now. T. Marie's big break came shortly after she turned 16 when Jay-Z signed her to Def Jam, her first album released by Rockefeller Records featuring Tyra. Marie released that August with much fanfare. It shot to the 5th spot on the Billboard 200 and NAB charts, the number 2 position on the top R&B hip-hop albums chart. But things unexpectedly took a different turn in 2006, the year TAA and Ray J began dating. When you learn that Tiara had already started working on her second album when production unexpectedly halted shortly before release, it becomes even more fascinating that Jay-Z made the surprising decision to cut her from his label. Tiara was flying high after the success of her debut album. After graduating from high school, she received a call from the label, shocking her with the news that they were severing their relationship. Tiara said she never heard from Jay-Z again, further shrouding her in mystery.
I'm no longer on the label because, well, to be honest with you, I don't know why I'm no longer on the label. But I know that I just took some time off to finish school or whatnot. And then, in the midst of that, I was in Detroit and I just got a phone call. Like, I think I was getting ready for prom or something. And they were like, we're going to be letting you go. You're young. You have a bright future ahead of you. The womp womp talk. And that's how it happened. I was shocked. I was sad because Jay didn't call me himself, Jay Brown called me. And I was, confused because I didn't know why.